Once upon a time, nestled by the banks of a serene river, there was a city unlike any other. A city where every building was a masterpiece, standing tall and proud, shining in the sun like golden monuments. This city was known far and wide for its stunning architecture, its luxurious hotels, and its grand palaces. People called it Hollywood by the river, a place where dreams were made. The city was home to some of the wealthiest and most famous people in the world: actors, musicians, business tycoons, and socialites. Every night, the streets buzzed with life as they partied in extravagant clubs, dined in world-class restaurants, and enjoyed the finest things money could buy. The air smelled of perfume, champagne, and the sweet scent of temptation. There was always something happening, a constant allure of excitement, of forbidden pleasures. But not everything in this beautiful city was as it seemed. On one side of the city, a dark and dense forest loomed, a place few dared to enter. People whispered about it, but no one truly understood its mystery. It was as if the forest was watching, waiting for the right moment. It was a strange contrast to the glittering city, like the calm before a storm. In the heart of the city, life was filled with excess. Gambling dens, strip clubs, and hidden bars were tucked away in the corners of the glittering buildings. The city had everything anyone could want, but it also had everything they should never have. People came to escape their reality, to indulge in their wildest desires without judgment or consequences. It was a place where moral lines were blurred, and the temptations of the world were just a step away. But one day, everything changed. It was a typical evening. The city was alive, the streets full of laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses. Then, without warning, the sky darkened. People looked up in confusion, wondering what was happening. And then, it appeared. A fiery ball of light streaked across the sky, falling faster than anyone could comprehend. A deafening crash echoed across the city as the ball of fire slammed into the ground. In an instant, the city was engulfed in a blaze that could not be contained. Flames roared like a wild animal, devouring everything in its path: homes, buildings, hotels, and even the lush gardens by the river. The city, which had once been a symbol of wealth and decadence, was now nothing but a fiery inferno. People screamed in panic, rushing to escape, but the fire was relentless. The streets became rivers of flames, and the once beautiful skyline was now just a silhouette against the fiery sky. No one knew what had caused the fire. Was it a meteor? A divine punishment? Or something else entirely? The answers didn't matter. What mattered was that in the blink of an eye, everything had been taken away. The famous buildings, the palatial homes, the luxury cars, all burned to the ground. The rich and famous who once ruled the city were now just survivors, fleeing from the wrath of nature. In their desperation, they realized something too late: all the wealth, all the indulgence, could not save them from the consequences of living a life without morals. The fire spread to the dark forest that had stood silent for so many years. It was as if the forest had been waiting for the city's moment of reckoning, a judgment that no one could escape. The flames consumed the forest, too, leaving nothing behind but ashes. In the aftermath, the city was unrecognizable. What was once a beacon of pleasure and luxury was now a charred wasteland. There were no more parties, no more bright lights. The only thing left was the haunting silence of destruction. Moral of the story: the city had been a place of temptation, where every desire was met without question. But in the end, it was consumed by its own excesses, a reminder that no matter how much wealth or pleasure we chase, nothing lasts forever. The true value of life lies in wisdom, kindness, and balance, not in indulgence and excess. The people who had lived in this city learned the hard way that everything can be lost in an instant. And the forest, once a symbol of mystery, had become the final judge, bringing balance to a world that had lost its way. Closing reflection: as we look at our own lives, we must ask ourselves, are we living in a city of temptation, chasing after things that will ultimately burn away? Or are we building something that will stand the test of time, something meaningful and true? Think about the choices you make today. They shape your future, and just like the city by the river, nothing is permanent.